Hello, Wild Wisdom Warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, my friends and everyone who is joining me. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. VINO Friday. Ta-da! Happy hour today. All right, so happy hour. Welcome to my journal. I'm going to call it a happy hour on Fridays now, since it's not just VINO Fridays. Okay, so I can't see. Oh, here you guys are. Hello, everybody. Hello, Diane. Hello, Amy. Moray. Hello, Anna, Darlene. Seeker. Hello. Hello, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, this is Lily Kolosova, and today is August 14th, 2020. Hello, Ramus. Hello, Cindy. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Diane. Thank you so much, darling. Yay, we're alive. In more ways than you can tell, I guess. So here's to all of you, my dear shamans. Thank you again for joining me today. This is going to be I'm going to try to keep it under an hour. So everybody stays happy. All right. To you all, my shamans. You know, this is reality, what we make of it. So Rebecca, hi. Roz, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. Here's to all of you, my darlings. Happy Friday. Happy hour. So today I have a new little friend. I'm going to show you guys my new little friend. Okay, first, this I showed you before. I got my wings back. This is actually an amethyst divine mother. So anyway, made out of amethyst. That's my birthstone. So anyway, and here's the amethyst little necklace that I used to have. So here's my new friend. My wings. Okay, you guys. So for those of you, thank you, Seeker. It's beautiful piece for me. I mean, it's just like made for my hand. So pretty too. I know that camera probably doesn't do its justice. In my lighting here, probably horrid. Peridot, yeah, it's a beautiful stone. Oh my God, I love all kinds of stones. Don't even get me started on the stones. So anyway, you guys, today I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit, keep it on the lighter side of this sort of what we're doing today. And I kind of needed a little bit of a contrast for kind of to see in the sort of reference. That's what more, not a contrast, but a reference. So I was talking to Diane again today. Thank you, Diane, for being off today. So to give me an idea how to approach this. So thank you, Diane Archuleta, for giving me a great idea on how to approach this, or how to kind of sort of go with this subject, because I want to talk about the to the degree that you as a creator being generate the kind of energy you generate, and what it is that you're doing, and how to see and recognize what is not your creation. And this is kind of difficult to approach, because when you step up to this, and like I said, when you get to the top of the mountain, you guys, it's kind of, it's I want to start with this, and start with a little bit of talking about this, but then I will get to Q&As, okay? But I want to talk about when you get to the top of the mountain, right? When we rise in our own self-awareness, when we rise, as many would say, in consciousness, right? Is that word been used before? Hi, Be True. Thank you so much for being here. So this is that climb up the mountain that I was talking about. And then when you come to the mountain, and like I said last time in my last journal, you kind of look down on the similar things that you knew existed there, but you're looking on the other side in a way, and you seeing clearly because you're from the top. And this is why I kind of give that metaphor, because I ask nature what would be the easier. And because I'm here in the mountains, maybe that's why. Nature uses whatever nature has, and it's that's the beautiful sort of metaphor that I always draw, because that's the connection with nature I have. And so it's always, for my metaphors somehow come through nature. So much karmic clearing, Amy. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. And this is why I even need to talk about the clearing part. Like I said, this gunk that we're gonna feel that's coming through, and we're going to be seeing it so clearly because we are looking from the top of the mountain now and down, and we can see sort of where our experience, in a way, how our experience here, and I've many times I talked about this Holy Trinity, right? And how it is the foundation of wellness. And so when you get here, then you are capable of knowing how your own experience of climbing that mountain, or as I said, what cards do you hold? You hold very powerful card, because if you are standing on the Holy Trinity of wellness, then you have the power and the will, right? So you're operating, as I used to call it in my Wild Wisdom Warriors sort of esoteric school, when I talk about the spiritual wisdom of the reality and all of that stuff. I called this oh shit, it's the word just slipped out, and I was trying to remember it so hard, and I forgot what I was talking about. Oh well, it'll come back. So anyway, but now with this Holy Trinity, knowing this is your stand on the top of the warrior, this is on the top of the mountain, because you're a warrior. And here's where the warrior part comes in. The warrior part is the part of the will. You have to wield your will. You have to generate reality now. This is what correction timeline is all about. Because many people out there say, oh, we recognize that they're in the system, and they're down on the bottom of the mountain, right? Screaming, we're drowning in this gunk. We can rise up. This is a low frequency vibrations here. This is a low frequency reality. There is abuse of children going on. There is the birth system in every country is a slave system. So there is human slavery going on the planet. Many people on the bottom of that sort of mountain will be there. And when you get to the top of the mountain, right? Because you say, okay, I have to gain my power. I have to return my power, right? That's the divine path, right? Because you got to be in equilibrium. And to be in equilibrium, you have to operate in this reality on your Holy Trinity, meaning you are the pillar of creation. So this is ultimately the teachings of Jesus were about all your own temple and how to open the flow, right? That happens then, yeah, with me too. The words are trying to chase the words, and they just. So anyway, so when you're on top of the mountain, you're still gonna look down, and those people are still gonna be there. They're still gonna be screaming from that low vibrational sort of level of their reality, because this is their experience. Everyone has their truth, and everyone has their experience. Okay? And so now, with those two things, truth and experience, someone who's standing on the top of that mountain themselves and not fighting with the fear noodles in the swamp in the bottom of the mountain. Hey, Stefu. Hi, how are you? So you're not on the bottom of the mountain. Like I said last time. Wendy, hi. Oh, so great to see you here from England. Thank you for being here. So now you're looking, and Cindy, you're right, that gunk and everything. Oh my God. Oh Lord, the tears is helping. Again, this morning I had an episode again, and I had to go to the river and wash my face with the river so that I can wash away my tears, because I just had to cry me a river this morning again. So talking about Cindy, so I'll get to it in questions and answers, but I kind of wanted to expand a little bit before I get to it. We feeling all this, you guys. We're such on the same wave with this. It's so amazing. And like, even with everything, it just kind of flows. There's equilibrium to energies and things like that we're sort of freeing once we free ourselves, because there's no swamp on the top of the mountain. There's no need to fight in the swamp with the fear noodles, right? So you look at that from a whole different perspective. And this is what I said, your path will change. Your path will change. And until that point, until you arrived, you're going to sit there and hang on to the past by thinking that your belief structures that served you even 5 years ago are somehow going to serve you now. The same way. This is the fight that they're doing with the noodles, with the fear noodles. But you, by arriving, meaning you have the equilibrium, you see the dark, you see the light, and now you know you're it. So now you got to find how do I will my power in this reality to where it will have the biggest effect on the healing of the totality of human consciousness. That's the ultimate purpose. For shamans to be incarnated in the gunk reality. Because that's cleanup crew. In 2014, my second interview, I said, we are the cleanup crew. And isn't that coming into sort of full view just now? How many years later? 6 years later. It was 2014, about this time, September, May 2014. That I didn't know how it was gonna look, but oh God, Cindy, crazy gunk. We have to clean up. And this is the other thing that we talk about with Diane today a little bit too, is that a lot of this stuff we didn't know what we're gonna how difficult it is. We had to hide this from ourselves, and there is a purpose. And once you arrive at your eternity, and this is only then you're capable, then, like I said, to roll the ball, meaning you're standing in eternity. You arrived at self, the ultimate self. Then here is where you recognize where your power lies, because you're in eternity, right? And now what do? Will. You will reality into manifestation. Hi, Matt. Good to see you. So you will reality into manifestation through eternity point within you. And that's pretty much then why I said your path is going to change, because you're going to start using your sword, because you forged it. Up until you got to eternity point, you were forging your sword. You were forging literally through fire. You were going through fire. And the cleanup is done through a warrior action. Through a warrior action. And so now, because that's the will. But here's the kicker. The swamp has no ability to access this type of consciousness that can work in collaboration to advance or evolution, or to start or generate an evolution of human consciousness, right? Because the evolution of human consciousness can only, in, like I said, 100th monkey effect, right? So there's enough, and this is where I talk about 3%. And then we need another 10% from the totality of human consciousness to get out of the swamp and lose their swords of fear that are just noodles to a observer that is standing in their eternity, right? To leave it behind. This is the problem with what we're gonna face, sort of moving into the next stage of, because now the wild wisdom warriors that have been standing in eternity, knowing that the timing is always divine when you stand in eternity yourself. So then the generating comes when, so you generate action. So many of you have been sitting around, we've been bumping around and kind of waiting for that divine time to arrive. For the collective to start doing, to start have an effect and start, so that monkey effect can take effect in a way. So many of you that got to the top of the mountains there, kind of, got discouraged in a lot of ways. That there is not many of the people there, but many of you guys are time travelers, and you here because you are those way showers. In which way? You're going to show the way to heal this gunk, the cleanup crew. That's what I called us. I said, we are the cleanup crew. So the work begins. It's a hard work, and it's forging your sword so you can will it, so you can use it. So without experience, how are you going to manifest reality? So when there's people out there talking about that sleazy salesman out there, that still want you to contribute your energy to the fear noodle fight. Fight the fear within yourself. And if you believe you have fear, or if you believe, as soon as you accepted that, it becomes truth because you're a creator being. And so the parasite knows it. So it's going to make you it's going to trick you. People full of parasites have no idea that they're full of parasites. They just think they love sugary things. You know who loves sugary things? Parasites. Parasites love you to take your energy from the top of your mountain that you climbed and you're standing there, and they want you to throw them a bone. Throw them your sword of experience. They'll take it from you. They'll pretend that they're having your experience, and they'll use it against themselves. This is the sick part to it, you guys. And this is, we're going to see so much sickness. This is the gunk, Cindy. This is the gunk for us shamans that we're going to start seeing how some of those shamans, healers out there, what they've been really doing, you guys. Oh, some of it is going to hit you guys hard. Oh, it's going to hit you hard. How some of those shamans, healers out there would come in, and because they're full of nanotech and all of they are is little freaking puppets, what they will come in and they'll take a truth, they'll copy it, and then they'll twist it. Just like when a fat individual full of sugar and full of parasites keeps telling themselves, oh, I'll quit tomorrow. Today I'm just I have a sweet tooth. They'll come up, you just have a sweet tooth. Ooh, you have a sweet tooth. But you were just full of freaking parasites. And all you need to do is will yourself to stop feeding the parasite. This is what parasites feeds on, your own life force. And those parasites that call themselves healer, truth speakers, or spiritual advisors will come in and tell you, oh, parasite sent me a message. Parasites, they don't call them parasites, but they call them higher dimensional beings. Boom. Immediately, I've got a message from a higher dimensional being. What does it mean? What does it mean to you, a true shaman? That means somebody is operating right or wrong. This is a parasite that understands that it has no access to that energy. So the parasite wants to pretend like it does. So it's going to say, oh, I have access to higher level beings. They're higher dimensional, or they're higher consciousness. They're higher consciousness than us. In a way, they tell you the truth. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. When you give, Ramus, and you're going to know this, because when you give a narc a little drop of their own medicine, oh boy, oh boy, do they cry and scream and throw tantrums. Right? Hi, Rebecca. So, it's parasites are telling human beings, they got a message for you. Don't stop eating that sugar, you humans. You're supposed to feed us. This is what they're really telling you when they're telling you higher consciousness human beings and higher consciousness beings have sent us a message for humanity. Please stand together. This is going to be good, but don't think about it too much. Just make sure you don't think about it at all. About higher levels of existence, of having any morals or anything. All these parasites want these people to do is create friction with their own being. Because through friction, this can suck the life force. So what it tells them, oh, a little bit more, you punish yourself for having a brain. So don't let your mind wander too much, use your intuition because, we filled up your gut full of nanotech. So listen to that. Make sure you listen to your nanotech talking to your head. Don't listen to people that tell you you have the power, you have the will, you're creator being. Oh, the higher beings don't want to say that. Oh, no, 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 no. How will they survive the parasite? How will they survive? They got to deliver higher messages. They're the messengers. How can you be directly connected to a higher level existence, human being? You're nothing. How will I suck the life out of you then? This is what you see people following out there. And then they send me these people and say, Lily, what do you think of this individual? What they do is they mimic someone who's standing empowered, who can will themselves in reality. And when they see the results, they say, oh, higher being said he's the light worker. Oh, because he's got the willpower. He's the light worker. So you just follow him. How do you like my comedy for a Friday, you guys? If you like it, hit like. I'm being a comedian because these people are comedian. They're sitting out there, this narc women out there. Oh, we're going to ascend into oblivion. Oh, we're going to ascend into oblivion with their fear noodles. We're going to ascend. Just make sure you don't think about children. Don't think about children. Let those people over there that are thinking, that do all the thinking for the children. You don't think about it because, later we're going to tell you it was aliens. It was aliens that were taking our children away. We were all prepped to tell you that, but you all found out that we are all just pedo club, and now we can't even pull off our alien invasion on you because you already know we're just pedo clubs, and we just steal children, and so now we can't even tell you that it was aliens. Oh shit! Aloha, Teresa. I'm giving away some plans. They were planning to do an alien invasion, right? Fake alien invasion. So they sent all these people to tell you, oh, when you start finding out that your 800,000 children a year in America disappearing, when you Americans start to find out, here comes Go MTV. I'm going to tell you all about aliens are real. Aliens are taking children. Ooh, and it so happened they're in Boulder. Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's forget John Benet Ramsey murder. And let's forget that Goyim TV is connected to. Oh, let's forget about it. Let's forget about it and think about aliens. Ooh, aliens are taking our children. That was the plan? Nice plan. Not a pedo club that's using our children. Mm. Well, those of us, when we can will our experience into reality, then imagine the kind of medicine they're going to get. So there's those out there that are going to point out, oh, those people on the top of the mountain, they're judging us. Oh, we're so good. We're fighting for humanity with our fear noodles over here and telling you to believe in aliens already. Please, we need our paycheck. We need our paycheck. That's all these people are worried about. Okay, enough comedy. So let's get to questions. So you will see that unfolding, but you stand in eternity. There is nothing will knock you out, and your path will change in which way. You will not be caught in there. Oh, you're gonna scare me with your noodles and your shit pool? Nobody will knock you out. And nobody will stop you. And the reason is because those people, because their plans are failing out of panic, they're even trying to talk about aliens right now. Oh, there is aliens. There is alien ship showed up. Who's out there in Truth Movement talking about aliens still? They still think it's going to work. They still think their pedal club is not going to be exposed. Wendy, I have no idea about those people. I don't know. They're playing their own games, and when they play those games, nobody wins. None of the MK Ultra people ever win, do they? Because they're always made, Wendy, to fight each other. And this is the other thing. It will more come. So you guys, if you want to put your questions in, go ahead. But I kind of want to bring it up out there. There's people out there. I don't want to call the names, but there's people out there, and you guys, some of you guys sent it to me, a few people, and you wanted me to look at those people, and you say, hey, Lily, she's kind of talking what you talking about. So I kind of wanted to address, there's people out there that are pretending this. There are so many coverts, parasites out there. I'm calling narcs parasites. That's on spiritual level, they're parasites. That they're so desperate that they will mimic anybody as long as it gives them, as long as they get sugar. Like a parasite will tell people, just a little bit, have a little bite of sugar, just a little bite. They had too much Kool-Aid. Absolutely, AJ Soto. Lisa Harrison and all of her MK Ultra friends and CIA friends and all of those scum productions, they all, ultimately, these people are not valued. So they, like I said, they're just going to suicide them all eventually. They don't leave witnesses behind, okay? That's why. So, see, what they were doing is, this is all a cover-up. So, see, for a cover-up, they needed a story in America, right? For the cover-up after World War II, because they brought their pedal club over here, right? And so the pedal club wanted to kill Constitution here, right? So they can reign their hell here. And then they did that ritual. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And then all that MK Ultra started, and all the children started disappearing. And many of them even talk about MK Ultra, but they're not talking about why. Why? And this is the thing, you guys. All the whys are coming up, and they're going to be answered. So when the questions come up, there's going to be an answer. It's just inevitable. So the disillusion, or as I called in my Wild Wisdom Warriors series, The illusionary awakened people, the clowns, the pretenders, the actors, the they're all playing poker in a way. They're all yeah, I mean, there's all Soviet Union trained by the book that was created in Soviet Union. I know my father told me all about it. The creation of the book, who, how, when, why, and all of that. And so ultimately, there is a reason why he told me certain things about what was happening here, because he knew that it was coming here. And here I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to go to America and enjoy the freedoms. Lily. You ain't going there to enjoy it. You're going there to stand for it. Because Americans forgot their freedoms. It's because I still remember what Soviet Union did to me. The kind of torture they put us through. I mean, they pretty much killed or lobotomized half of their population by doing this procedure in the army, to where they completely turn people into zombies. And they did it to every man that went into army. But that's for another time. There is a lot of what you're going to find out is the Stockholm syndrome is going to play out, because many of these people that are out there trying to cover for Stupido Club, pretending to be, talking to aliens or speaking to, higher dimensional beings or anything, knowingly or unknowingly, most of them out there, you see, they are unknowingly doing that. They're just, it's layer to layer to layer. But most people you see out there, they're all MK altered. So they're altered, meaning they don't have access to living reality at all. So all they can do is they can say whatever they're told to say. So there be telling, and the technology, well, these people, you guys, they have access to technology that reads all of our minds, and then they can read collective, and they can pull anything they want out of it and go say, oh, it's higher beats that told you. They just read our collective, our totality, and it's all there. So it's like, it's just 99% of media puppets, absolutely, 316, absolutely, and the horrid people that are out there, because see, a lot of these people, they don't even want to be out there, but because they got something on them, because it's no different in alternative media that it is in mainstream. How do they, or politics for that matter, how do you think they keep them in line? They get them all doing things that are, they trap them, they do them, they stage them in some cases in whichever way, but they're all the 99% you're talking about, 316 is puppets, because they're forcefully made to do, it's their job. They're forcefully made to follow people, like I said last time, and listen to the people orders, and tell and deal with people to what they have to put people into submission to this beast, right? So they keep doing it. And people that are in friction, people that are not in eternity, they're lost, and they're gonna go space dust. And this is why they're drowning in their own fear. This is the swamp. They're drowning in their own fear, because Heiner Raff, Not only you say, oh my God, don't even tell me about the third world countries. I mean, it's like there is no truth there at all. There's people are just, I mean, it's so like in Ukraine, it's so out there. Like, and in here, they try to hide it, but you recognize them, like it says in the Bible, you recognize them by their fruits. It's just as easy as that. As easy as that. Um, okay, you guys had any questions? Okay, I guess happy hour to everyone. It's been 40 minutes, but I kind of wanted to talk about the difference, and your path is going to change. And now you're going to stepping up to wheel to you gotta will reality into, and you gotta will correction in. And this is when you know, when you arrive, when you see your purpose too, when you recognize that your experience was there for a very specific purpose. But you have to trust the divine time as well on the top of the mountains, because all you can do right now is watch for the signs, right? Like prophecies were saying, blue kachina, red kachina. Okay. So when you kind of, it's just for collective, things are going to start shifting. Things are going to start being visible. Veil is lifting, right? This is all the prophecies that come into fruition. So when you stand in this on top of the mountain, and the more of us will stand there and gather there on top of the mountain, we'll look at the swamp. And here we can offer a hand for somebody that is just caught up in that fear noodle fight. And then we can offer them a helping hand in any way we can, because we know we've been there. And so, and so not out of ego, but out of true love, because that's what eternity is. Because we understand what is happening. Our eyes are not blind, and our ears are, we can hear what's happening, and we can see that they're fighting now with the fear noodles in the swamp full of shit and aliens that apparently drink children's blood, but they're aliens. Right? And so you will see, and nothing will knock you out. You will see that they're just drowning in their own belief systems that are based on fear. And yet at the same time, they're hanging on to that fear noodle because they're afraid of letting go. They're the biggest thing a lot of people have that done these shameful things. And just like those of you that are researching narcissistic abuse will learn about the foundation of narcissists. And why they do what they do is because they're constantly running from their shame. And this is why they envy you, is because they have shame for what they've done. It's not because they don't understand that they're evil. They do, because in this reality, they do, because part of them still has that awareness that this is evil things that they do. But because, like I said, even a fully possessed somebody who operates on that level, like subarchon, like I've talked about. So they still know, because they're in human reality, they can't escape it. That's why the judgment for them is so scary. Um, 316 in QTEL. Yeah, research in QTEL. That's Club Idiots Assembly up. I mean, well, here's the thing. There's more to it. 316. There's more to it. Many corporations. This has to do with dark web, you guys. Who runs dark web? You would be surprised. It's the big cable companies. It's TV companies. It's production companies in Hollywood. But who really runs dark web? You guessed it. Googlies! Googlies! Googlies run dark web. Okay? So imagine the kind of crimes that what you, Cindy, about talk about the gunk that's going to come out about the Googlies company. So in all those sub Googlies, sub Googlies, those are all sub Googlies 316. Sub Googlies. A lot of CEOs stood down. You know why? Because their employees are running dark web in their basement. Ooh, private basements, private servers. Ooh, we know where the private servers are. They're in their employees' basements. I didn't say that. Where the private servers are. They're running the whole system. It's one system, and all these companies are connected. And they just handed me access to Walmart. That's the ace I was talking about. They handed me access to Walmart. Imagine the will I can express there. So, yeah, this is your, well, IT people. And most of the times are the ones that use those websites for themselves, are then they're the ones who hold that operation. Now, this is the crypto pimps that they think we can't figure out how they operate. That's why all of those people are stepping down, because they know on that level that they couldn't pull off their fake alien invasion, and they couldn't count on us truly waking up, on the real awakening. They kept counting that their illusionary awakeners out there will keep the noose on humanity's neck forever. Aren't they? Isn't that what they're doing right now, this mask nonsense? I think it was like 2016 or 17. Diane, maybe you remember. There was a conversation we did in Earth Soul Group. And I was talking about zombie apocalypse. Today was funny. I took a bike on trails this morning here in Boulder, beautiful by the river, and there was a little park there with the river and stuff, and it's early in the morning. And so I'm out there, on trails, and I come up to this group of people, by the river, and it's a couple of families with children, and many of the some of children are like toddlers still, and they're all having masks on. And never before this morning have I ever thought about calling these people zombies. But all of a sudden, I'm on my bike screaming, "Zombies! Stop suffocating your children, zombies! You need brains. You don't have enough brains." And then I quickly pedaled away because I didn't want, go to sleep on the side of the trail with the bike being my blanket. You know what I mean? So I just because people they don't have enough oxygen, and when this is one of the things, this is why one of the reasons why they make people wear a mask, because they wanted people violent, right? to act violence. And this is what happens when an individual doesn't have enough oxygen flowing to their brain. They become aggressive because life, the instinct to live kicks in. And so aggression then, and so they exhaust their body to trying to, and this is why it's so exhausting. And it also makes people all pissed off. This is why people that are wearing masks all the time are attacking, literally attacking others and literally choking them because they are choking themselves and they don't know what's going on with them. This is what Jesus said when he said, this is what he meant when he said, God forgive them because they do not know what they do. They do not know what they do to their own children. They're aggressive. The children screaming. They're not happy. And I understand why. So I scream, zombie. Stop suffocating your children. Let them breathe. And this is exactly Sanitar. Exactly. This is what happened in the camps. This is what happened in Siberia. This is what happened to the whole of Russian population. And now, like I said, long time ago, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Russia was a test for the whole world. And so now is the time because, and who's the beacon of the free world? America. So that's why the fight is here. So this is why the fight is here. Because we have to defend the freedom. And so when you get here, the people that are out there, Lily, you made me upset. I think you judged me because you said I don't understand eternity because I'm telling people to just accept it. That child abuse is part of it, part of the norm. Just move on from it, Lily. Move on. You can wish your way away from that problem. Move on, Lily. You just don't know what you're doing. Move on. Okay, well, when you stand on the top of that mountain and you say, well, this is what you guys makes me. And then they say, don't make us upset, Lily. Can you just not say, can you not use your sword? We'll give you your whatever you want. We'll tell you, yes, you're the one who forged your sword, but please don't use it on us. Would that be sufficient enough, Lily? For us covering up for the abuse of children, for a horrid abuse of children? Because we believe in aliens? Was that sufficient? No, it's not. So, no, it's not. So, these people are totally sick, Anna. They're so sick in their heads that right now, look at some of these people. They're so disgusting out there. They're so disgusting. But the reason why they're so disgusting, because they're so sick in their heads, because most of these people have been abused. They grew up in this pedo club. They've been prepped for their roles in the system. They are the system. If they don't do what needs to be done, they lose it all. They lose it all. And this is what you see. Why? they have to stick that thing in you, right? And they gotta give you fear, because if you were fearless, would you wear a mask? If you were a true Christian, would you wear a mask? True Christians out there, where are they? Where are they? The ones that read in the Bible, even if the snake bites you, it won't affect you because you're standing in eternity. Oh, they're standing in eternity with their muscles. Oh, we're Christians. We're so Christian. All we know is how to abuse children. Oh, we just abuse children because we're Christians. All right. Almost an hour, you guys. But anyway, none of you guys have any questions, but we're processing all this. So it's going to come out. And all these people are going to cry. The narcs will go victimhood like that. They'll be going, oh, we just want to be in friction. We just still want to think that our mind, we don't need to think about it. We're just going to fix ourselves into a section. We so want ascension. Adapt. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't know what was affirming, but I'm just having a little fun. It's happy hour on Friday. I'm gonna have to laugh about it, because this way I can keep myself. So I'm gonna look at this as a comedy. This is a dramedy. This is a dramedy, okay? So it's just I'm gonna see it for what it is. I ain't gonna keep any blinders on, and people are gonna be begging you to put your blinders back on. Some of the stuff will be scary, but for those of you, you know your purpose. And I know I've done a lot of sessions, not a lot, but quite a few sessions where a lot of people had wanted to know what it is, the ultimate purpose for being incarnated here. And this literally is the ultimate, the like I was talking about healing. I think there was a video, my lecture about the personal healing. I think I still have it out on I have it on this channel. It's the lecture from 2015 where I talk about personal healing, and there will come time where we're going to have to harmonize with the earth, the animal kingdom, and ourselves, sort of to create this Holy Trinity sort of reality, and start acting on the collective level in that matter. And so, and I think that time has arrived now. And I had no idea on that time how it's going to look like, but it's so beautiful. It's just because when you come to arrive to that and you ask yourself, what is the purpose? And then this is when I say, when you arrive, is whatever you do and whatever you find out in this session, and then you yourself figure out how to get to the top of the mountain. It's the most beautiful thing for me than to get a call from someone or email and saying, Lily, I figured it out. I figured it out and I did it. I put my will. I trusted myself. And when someone tells me that they trust themselves, I know they have arrived. And this is ultimately why I do sessions, is for you yourself to arrive. And at session, you might get all like, oh my gosh, this is too much stuff. But eventually it will all, like pieces of the puzzle, you will put it all together because it was your experience. The session was your experience, right, Diane? So then it can take a couple of weeks, it can take a couple of days, it can take a couple of months in some cases, for some people to put their own puzzle together. It's not for me, it's for you. And when it happens, this is the joy, like, yes. This is when I feel like, yes, this is so beautiful. Because then you get to see your picture, you get to see your cards. And that's beautiful, because now you can play the game with, in your eternity. So now you're in charge. You're generating reality. So you go, okay, I've got the cards. I've got the experience. Now, collective is going to go through transition, because what we just did is we stopped the slave system of humanity, because we freed ourselves, and so now we can project the future that is in freedom, because we're free ourselves, so we can project as that eternal source within us. And so we project the reality now, and so that's us, and we are eternal love. So now, instead of killing children, we're going to learn and project love for children. And like I was talking about, and how to actually be a divine mothers and teach our young mothers how to how to be divine mothers. There's so much relearning we have to do, because we've been through a slave system. Now we individually, only by freeing ourselves, could say, okay, now it is time for that true purpose to begin. For that purpose that most of you come with that question, what is my purpose for incarnation here? So now you will see that purpose. This is the cards you see. You see what experience you hold. You see what wisdom you hold, because like I said, you are the wisdom holder. You will see that it's running through your blood. Those are the blood codes that I was talking about. It's all within you, just like Jesus was talking about. And so you're absolutely right, Anna. It's all about compassion. But when you know the parasite wants to come in and hurt and suck the living life out of the young children, then we also stand on the top of the mountains with the sword of truth that will stop that. Because we now hold the eternity within. And so the eternity, and so is in the Bible. It says that those that hurt children, it's better for them to put a rock around their neck and throw themselves into the river. You know why? Because it'll be worse for them to face a warrior like me. That's why. Okay? That's why Jesus said that. Because when I come, it'll be worse. So you should have done it. That's what suicide weekend means. Whoever mentioned in QTEL, look into Qualcomm. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It's over an hour, you guys. It was a beautiful, happy hour. No questions, I guess, but in a way, there was questions, right? Wendy, you said Trump passed a law. They are put to be put to death. Yeah, there's a lot of good things that are happening on that. That's gonna we're gonna use it as the medicine for the system. There, we give the I said, oh shit, this is what I literally, when I realized how I can throw my cards, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to take it to court. To maritime law, to their ship. Can I come in? With all the same thing? Hey, Your Honor, can your ship withstand this? Because we've got a few hammers here. We're gonna make a dent in this ship. Can we make a dent in the ship so it can sink? So we're gonna sink it. So this is basically kind of like, oh, I can sink this ship. This is the kind of realization. So happy hour, happy Friday, Natasha. Thank you so much. And I love you too, Natasha. Thank you so much for the beautiful video you sent me. And thank you all for all your information. And Ramus, I read your email, just haven't got the chance to to write it back. I mean your message. So there's so much going on, you guys. So much revelations. We're literally in revelations. So I love you all so much. You stay wild and keep it at the laughter, because it real literally they all they got is noodles and they're fighting in their swamp. Let the rats fight it out. Let the rats fight it out. Love you all. Stay wild out there.